Hi, I'm Dr. George Yancey. Let's share some paradigms. What I'll share today is politics as a Christian. One of the things that I struggle with, but it's a thrilling challenge, is to be countercultural. I believe that as a Christian, I am called to be more than what my culture has said I should be. That I don't have to follow cultural rules that violates God's rules. I'm to be countercultural. I am to be something that someone looks at me and goes, that's not the way we do things here. Why is Dr. Yancey, or George, if you will, doing things such differently? I believe that all of us Christians are called to be countercultural. Thus, we come to the world of politics. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. And of course, you don't have to answer me. But do you think that the Christians in your life do politics in a different way than the rest of the world? And right now, I'm not even talking about issues. Yes, issues are important. I'm not denying how issues are important. But let's be honest. Even among us Christians, we disagree on political issues. But what we should agree upon is how we conduct ourselves in a political manner that should be countercultural. So I just want to talk about some principles. I believe the bare minimum principles that Christians should engage in. Unfortunately, I don't always see this among us as Christians. So I guess I'm trying to challenge us Christians to be countercultural. And to me, these things are the bare minimum of what we should be doing. All right? First one, love your enemy. What's more biblical than that? Love your enemy. Love your political enemy. I did a video on the Samaritans. And one of my points was that Samaritans doesn't mean anything to us today because that word doesn't mean anything. It meant a great deal back then. Our Samaritans are the people that we have the hardest time liking, trusting, wishing for good. And how did Jesus treat the Samaritans? So what I'm saying is that it may be your Samaritans are people on the other political side of things. That may well be your Samaritans. How are we to treat them? We're to love them. We're to wish what's good for them, even if we disagree with them. Love your Samaritans applies to your political enemies. If it doesn't apply to your political enemies, then you miss the message of loving your enemies. And to me, as a baseline for how Christians should engage in politics, we should strive to love those who we differ with politically. To me, this is like, duh. No tolerance for violence. I remember when Charlie Kirk was shot, that some of the Christians on the left were saying, well, I'm not going to condemn people who cheer the shooting of Kirk. Really? Cheer the shooting of Kirk. Now, it's all right to disagree with him. Trust me, he said things I disagree with. But I should mourn any time a political leader is violently attacked. When the husband of Nancy Pelosi was attacked in his home, too many conservative Christians kind of cheered that a little bit. That is not acceptable. You're free to disagree with any politician out there. You're not free to wish them death and physical harm and be okay with it. The more we're okay with it, the more we encourage it, even if we don't ourselves engage in violence. It's not enough for us to not engage in violence. We should speak out against violence no matter what, no matter who, no matter if it's our Samaritans. Here's another, what I think is a bare minimum. Partisan loyalty does not supersede our loyalty towards Christ. Now, you think that, of course, partisan loyalty doesn't do it. But how do we act? Too often, Christians on the left and the right are so eager to attack other Christians who disagree with them politically. And in fact, I get the sense they're more eager to attack them than to attack non-Christians. Now, I'm not for attacking people, but if I'm going to disagree with someone more, shall I say, enthusiastically, it's going to be the person who's not a Christian rather than the person who I disagree with politically. How much time and effort do you go at attacking your brothers and sisters in Christ because you disagree with them politically, as opposed to loving them, taking care of them? And do you spend more time attacking them than criticizing non-Christians? At the very minimum, our partisan loyalty should not supersede our Christian loyalty. And it should not lead us to defending our team, our partisan team, no matter what. We as Christians should be a prophetic critique on both the left and the right. And when we are not, we're saying that our partisan loyalty is more important than our Christian loyalty. If you believe, as I believe, that a Christian worldview is not going to completely conform to the socially constructed norms on the left or the right, then why have you not criticized those on both the left and the right? You can criticize more one than the other. I get that. But why do you always defend one side, no matter what? Okay, if you're enjoying this, please give me a like. And if you really enjoy this, please like this channel, subscribe. Here's another one, which to me is a baseline, a basic baseline of what we should be as Christians in politics. Character matters. At this point in time, one cannot say that the left thinks the character always matters or the right thinks the character always matters. We've seen examples on both the left and the right where, well, yeah, this person is sexist, but they're going to look my way, so I'm going to support them. Or this person denigrates people of other races or other groups, but I'm going to support them. Or this person, morality does not really treat his spouse very well. I'm not talking about having an argument, I'm talking about cheating on their spouse, but I'm going to. Or this person talks of ways of violence towards people of other groups, but I'm going to support them anyways. Character matters. Are there cases where issues trump character? Yeah. There can be cases. And there can be cases where the character of the other person is so bad, you vote for this person. So I'm not saying that you can't ever vote for the bad character person, but you really have to have a really good case for that. People know that I'm not a fan of Trump. If I thought that the Democrats were running someone who could become an Adolf Hitler, I would hold my nose, vote for Trump, and then critique him during his whole presidency. So, can character be superseded by other things? Yes. But we should be very, very cautious. And we should not just throw that away because we want to win. Too often people say, yeah, character doesn't always matter. But the way they approach it is because I don't want to lose this particular political battle. Okay, next part. We must recognize our own human depravity and be cautious about the answers we give. You know, we as Christians know that we've not got it all figured out. We have not. And that our own biases, our own human depravity can lead us down the wrong path. Let's be humble about that and recognize that maybe, just maybe, we're wrong on this political issue or that political issue. We just might be wrong. And that's okay. Let's do the best we can. I'm not going to knowingly support something that I know is wrong. But I recognize that even in my good intentions, I could be wrong. That should be a humbleness that maybe I could learn from other people. Compromise is not a dirty word. Sometimes it's necessary. And sometimes it reflects the fact that I could be wrong. Do I believe there's issues I'm more certain that I'm right than others? Yes, I do. Sometimes I study issues more deeply than others. But even then, I could be wrong. And let me be humble about it. Let me just say that our focus should be on being salt and light. I've heard a lot of great sermons on being salt, having taste, making things better. That should be our focus. I've talked before on how politics is not the answer. And if you wake up after an election and think that we're doomed or saved, you've put your focus on the wrong solutions. That does not mean we don't engage in politics, but let's engage in politics as a Christian. Be countercultural, loving our enemies, not letting the partisanship lead us towards hatred, or that we're not going to criticize our team because, by golly, we could lose. Let's be countercultural in our politics, and in doing so, show us to be the salt in this world. Well, thanks for coming with me. And if you enjoy this, please come back. We can shatter some more paradigms.